All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to admin on this Thursday, September 2nd. Violet, would you be so kind as to do roll call for us?
Yep, here in person we have myself, Violet Plummer, Brian West, and Commissioners Strohmeyer, Slotnick, and Vero. And calling in over teams, we have Kyla Leonards, Deb Clark, Chris Lounsbury, Mel Fisher, Eric Dixon, Ann Hughes, Jason Emery, and Martin Kidston. Did I miss anybody? Okay.
Great. Thanks, Violet. Is there any public comment on items not on today's agenda? Seeing none. Commissioner Vero, did you have something you wanted to share with us?
No.
I was ready for a writing utensil.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought there's the rare comment from a commissioner at this point. So, okay, we will roll into our action items. The first one is brought to us by Deb Clark. This is a request to authorize the chair to sign a purchase agreement with Western States for the purchase of a backhoe loader. Deb.
Good morning. We purchased a new backhoe loader from Western States for the refuse district up in Sealy. They were in dire need of this, and we went through all the proper channels, and we were able to get one. It's been delivered for $108,262. And so we were just hoping you would authorize it so I can pay the bill.
Okay, well, we apparently already have the backhoe, so maybe we should consider.
We had it approved to get it, so.
Happy to authorize the chair to sign the purchase agreement.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion or public comment on the purchase of the backhoe loader? All right, seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Thanks, Deb.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you.
Lori, one of our favorite topics we have before us, revised Bonner Milltown Community Council bylaws. Is Lori on?
I don't see her.
Oh, geez, we're left to our own devices with bylaws.
Albert.
So my understanding is, and if anyone's on the line, correct me if I'm off track here. I think this brings them in alignment with the template that, is that correct, Violet? The template that we've created for community council bylaws?
I'd confirm with Kyla, but I'm pretty sure it's used as the template.
Kyla, what do you think?
Hi, Commissioners. I do believe that is correct. At the last all community council, the board chair of Bonner did mention that they had filled out the new template for the bylaws, and it was going to be coming before you.
Well, and the good thing is that this does not exhaust the opportunities to take up this topic. We have other community councils that will be coming before us with their revised bylaws so more goodness yet to follow.
Are you guys okay with the provision in these bylaws that henceforth Mr. Caldwell will only be referred to as sir?
It
seemed atypical.
That was in small font.
It was small font.
Okay. What do you think?
Well,
I'd move we accept these bylaws for the Bonner Community Council.
no, second.
Further discussion or public comment? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Let's be sure, Kyla, to send Bert a special message this morning, letting him know he was a bit anxious that these get over the finish line, and that is what we just did.
We've used our broad powers to knight him.
Yes, Sir Bert Caldwell. Okay, that is taken care of. Eric Dixon, we have a request to approve reimbursement in the amount of $21,163 for Missoula County's 2019 Biennium Treasure State Endowment Program, bridge projects.
Yes, so you may have thought that we were done with this back in January, but I wanted to give you a false sense of security that we weren't going to discuss it again since we started in 2017. But we did have a $21,163 withholding that the TSEP Bureau had pending our completion of all of the closeout documents. That's actually been done for quite some time, and had some back and forth with TSEP trying to figure out or make sure that we had everything done, and we in fact do. So this final $21,163 request will max out our $500,000 reimbursement request. So just a little bonus to back into the bridge fund.
Excellent. Thanks for that. Eric, any questions?
No, I like us to be reimbursed. Move that the board approve the request for reimbursement from TSEP.
I'll second that.
Further discussion or public comment on the reimbursement? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank
And
you.
we were just joined by Missoula's CAO, Chris Lonsberry, and perfect timing because we have before us one of our standard employment agreements. Is there anything that you would like to add about this one? Looks like pay rate of $33.50 per hour.
So good morning, commissioners. Yes, this is a standard employment agreement between Partnership Health Center and an employee. It is an existing employee, if I remember correctly. This is a renewal agreement for the next year. Just as a reminder for all of you, PHC does one-year employment agreements, so we see quite a few of these over the spring and summer as that comes due for folks. And you'll notice this one expires on June 2022. And last piece I'd add again is that Partnership is not funded by taxpayer funds through property taxes. Instead, it's funded through a sliding fee scale, federal grants, and their ability to bill insurance.
Okay, thanks. Any questions on this?
Oh, let's keep Zach working.
Second.
Thanks.
Okay, any further discussion on the standard employment agreement or public comment on the item? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have one item of correspondence today. This is a support letter. It says the CDC. I could have sworn it was FDA.
FDA too.
Yeah, I believe it is FDA. We caught that error late last night, but it is FDA. And then you also wanted it to go to the federal delegation. So it'll go to the three of them as well.
Okay,
And just for clarity's sake, we're encouraging the FDA to take a hard look at Dr. Peschel's ideas and move it through the process. This isn't a
endorsement.
scientific or medical endorsement, as Juan is saying. None of us are qualified to make that endorsement. We're just saying, as Mr. Peschel is one of our constituents, we'd really like the FDA to give him his day in court, so to speak.
yes, in recognition that we are still in the midst of a global pandemic and that any and all options ought to be looked at seriously.
Exactly.
Anything you'd like to add, Chris, to this? I guess the one thing that I would throw in here, in the letter, we reference Dr. Walt Peschel, but if this is just coming in without any foreknowledge of what it is that he's proposing, is there anything else I wonder we need to attach to, or at least provide the contact information for? Otherwise, I guess in thinking about this, it's arriving a bit in a vacuum.
Sure. So this is mirrored on a letter that the mayor considered. So I'm not sure if that information has already gone forward, but I can certainly check. And if so, then we can submit Walt's contact information or any other information he provided to DeShane.
Yeah,
There's no attachment coming with this letter?
that's my question, is if the letter just goes without any other information.
So I
then-
thought that, I'm sorry, I guess I
No.
haven't seen,
So attached to the letter would be a description of his proposal or a link to it.
but I
or
thought that,
something like
okay.
I
All
don't
there,
know.
no, all there is just a letter to FDA referencing Dr. Walt Peschel's research. And
Maybe we
such,
should
so.
figure out how to link that to what his proposal is. If someone at the FDA gets this letter and says, well, great, what am I looking at?
Yeah, he does have I think he may have a website.
I don't know.
Um,
I'm sure this
I
is.
mean, we've seen
problem.
like the proposal or the emphasis on addressing inflammation. And so I thought that was being attached to
No,
this letter.
no, it
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
So I would say, Chris, if you could reach out to DeShane and see if he could provide any other documentation we want to either link or attach to this.
I wonder too, if anyone else could give some advice to Dr. Peschel about how to move this along. He approached me at the gym the other day and said, how do I do? And I was like, I have no idea. This is nothing I know anything about.
Yeah, and
Well-
it's not in the realm of anything that we as the county do. So
Absolutely.
even our health department and others are not part of the clinical.
Is there anyone? at the
Well,
news-
I suspect, I would fully expect that we'll get a response from FDA. So
I hope so. I wonder if there's someone at the university who has moved through this kind of establishing a drug process, because
Or the labs down in,
maybe the lab. That's a
in
great
Hamilton.
one. I mean, there's
So
real
Dr.
protocols
Dr.
here.
Peschel has reached out to the university in the past, as well as Rocky Mountain Labs and others, and I don't believe they've been interested in pursuing this. So
we're doing what we can.
Do what we
Great.
can.
Yep. All right. So that will come around via DocuSign, and any additional attachments or links will be added before it goes out the door.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thanks. Anything else? Chris, I'm assuming your presence was for something other than just the standard employment agreement.
No, actually, that was why I stopped over.
Oh, okay,
You came down to show us his new shoes.
okay.
Oh, those are
Oh, nice.
They make your feet feel so happy.
Well, let the record show our CAO is clad with good footwear. Okay, anything from anyone on the line? Martin, are you still out there?
Okay.
I'm here. No questions for me.
Thank you.
Okay, and I will make one correction for the record, and this relates to an NBC Montana story that came out. Thankfully, I'm not attributing any journalistic errors to you, Martin. NBC Montana came out with a story that said that the price of our southern rail route through Montana, east and west of Chicago and Seattle, would cost $66 billion. That is not the case. $66 billion is in the bipartisan infrastructure bill for the totality of freight and passenger rail operations across the entire United States. Not if only we had that sum of money just for our route. That is not the case. And
It's a big mistake, Martin. It may be worth pointing out.
anyway,
Yeah, we can do that. There's a,
Just
if
so
there's a
folks-
follow, any update on the transportation funding and what the rail authority is talking about these days regarding that funding?
yeah, we had a great weekend, as you may know, over in Lewistown, Montana. We had a keynote address from the Deputy Administrator of the Federal Railroad Administration. They are very well aware of our efforts and our accomplishments out here in Montana, as is the higher upper echelon of the U.S. Department of Transportation. Right now, we're just in a bit of a waiting game to see what the U.S. House does later in the month with surface transportation reauthorization and the bipartisan infrastructure package. We're fully anticipating that that will pass and get signed into law. And at that point, we will be working closely with both Amtrak and the U.S. Department of Transportation to figure out next steps.
Dave, was it 20 some odd billion dollars allotted to the inner city rail that we could be applying for a piece of it?
It's it is double digit. It's actually 12 billion,
12 billion, I'm
and of which a minimum of 20% must go towards long distance routes like the one that we are talking about right now. So
20% of 12
a
billion.
little over 2 billion.
Yeah, 2.4.
Yeah, 2.4 billion.
So we could be applying for some of that 2.4 billion. The rail authority would actually put in the application for some of that money to do some work.
Yet to be determined who will
Okay.
be applying for what. We'll certainly be working closely with all other parties, and we're in the mix for that. Next month in October, it's hard to believe we're in September already, we will be bringing in at least 3 more counties into the rail authority: Custer, Rosebud, and Stillwater,
Holy moly.
and maybe additional ones too. So
At that point, are we a solid link across the bottom tier?
we still have a few gaps, and we're working on those, but we are getting close to filling in the map.
Is it true the Yellowstone County is planning to join the North Dakota Rail Authority? I was just a joke, Martin.
Thanks.
So says Commissioner Slotnick. Yeah, we're still working on a few counties, including Yellowstone, and I'm fully confident that at some point they will hear the train whistle blowing.
There you go.
Yes. Any other questions, Martin?
I think I'm okay for today. I'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. That's it for today. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.